Hi guys, my name is Becca. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with another weekly reading check-in. I read quite a bit. This one is for my themed week. So my theme for the month of February was historical romances, which was perfect for February. And I did pick 4. If you saw it in my TBR, I picked 4, but I ended up reading 5. I'm really excited to talk about these. So I'm going to get into this, but first, before we start with the books, we're going to start with the haul. I forgot last week to do a haul. I don't know why, but I keep forgetting to put hauls in these. Sometimes I just really want to talk about the books really quick, or I'm rushing myself, so yeah. So I did buy a few books, but I also got a few phone cases. I am wearing one. They're all from the same company, Get It Creations. I'll link down below. I follow them on Instagram, and that's where I saw them. My best friend actually recommended them, and these phone cases are freaking gorgeous. I absolutely love them. So I do have an Aladdin one. I can't show you, but it's beautiful, and I absolutely love it. And then I did pre-order a Star Wars one. Let me see if I can... That's a little bit better, I guess. It's the Mandalorian one. I love Mandalorian so much. We have Ahsoka, Luke, R2-D2, Grogu, Mando, and then there's Boba Fett as well. This is just so beautiful. I absolutely love it. And then one that I love that actually I was wearing for quite a bit of February, and I'm probably going to change back, is the Sailor Moon one. It's called Moon Love, I believe. And it's just Serenity and Tuxedo Mask. Though, to be honest, if it's Serenity, it should be Prince Endymion, but I'm not that upset about it. It's gorgeous. It has moons, the star locket, and roses, and then the moon palace in the back, and it's gorgeous, and I love it. And then one that I still have in the case, because I haven't actually put on yet, I think I'm going to put it on for March, is this Swan Princess one. So Odette and Derek and the palace in the back, and then there's the swan for Odette, and it's beautiful. I love it. I have a couple more actually coming in the mail. I'm bad, okay? Like, when I find a phone case company that I really like, I just go kind of all out. The only drawback to these, and that's all I'm going to say, is I can't put pop sockets on this. My pop sockets always go like right in the middle, and I am not putting a pop socket to like block this. The only one, which is why I'm wearing the Aladdin one right now, that I put a pop socket on is the Aladdin one, because the very middle was something I could just put a pop socket on. It wasn't that big of a big deal. Wasn't that much of a big deal. I can't talk. So that's the only drawback to these, but yeah, I have an iPhone 11, that's the cases that I get these. So yeah, they're not super expensive, but they're not entirely cheap either. I spend about $30 something for each, but I do get a lot of them on sales, so I have so many. Yeah, and now, because it's a mother and daughter team, they are doing, they're having more caps. So once they get to a certain amount, they just close the shop, which is, I think, really good for them, because it is just the 2 of them, and it is kind of hard and everything, and I understand that. But it does make it seem like I need to, like, purchase now, because if, they could go out, and I don't even remember which ones I bought. I just know I got 2. Oh, I got Disney Couples, and I got one more, and I got Wicked Lady from Sailor Moon. Oh my god, that was gorgeous. So yeah. For the books that I bought, these are the last few weeks. I do have Court of Silver Flames hopefully coming to me soon. I think I'm not getting it until next week. I'm a little upset about it. I understand though. It's Barnes & Noble. I never get those on time, even though I pre-order them. I probably won't get it until like the beginning of next week. I'm kind of hoping the end of this week, but we'll see. It's fine. I'll just hopefully try and read it next week, or just put it in my March TBR, I guess, if I have to. But yeah, over the last few weeks, I did go to not Barnes & Noble, I went to Half Price Books, and I picked up 2 books. One is The Extraordinaries by TJ Klune. It says some people are extraordinary, some are just extra. Nick Bell is not extraordinary, but being the most popular fanfiction writer in the Extraordinaries fandom isn't a bad start. That's the only thing I wanted to know about it. It's TJ Klune. I'm pretty sure it's going to be male-male romance. I love TJ Klune. The Heart in the Cerulean Sea. God, I hope I said that right. Was perfection. I absolutely loved it. And then, like, Wolf Song, Heart Song, that whole series. Or I've read Wolf Song and Raven Song, which is 1 and 2. Heart Song is on my TBR for this month because I'm super excited for it. So I just love his writing. I love his books. His male-male romances are just amazing, and I love it. So I had to pick this one up when I saw it. And then I also saw Arch Enemies by Marissa Meyer. This is a sequel to Renegades. The Renegades trilogy is complete. I don't have Supernova. I only have Renegades, and then I saw this one, and it was $10, so I was like, not bad. It's in relatively good condition. I'm not upset about it. I saw it for cheap. I wasn't, it's a superhero, anti-hero type series with a romance, and I've read Arch Enemies and I liked it. I haven't read Supernova yet, so see when I ever get to that. But yeah, that was Half Price Books, and then I did order a couple books on Amazon. I got Well Played by Jen DeLuca. This is the sequel to Well Met. I own Well Met in the paperback, so I wanted to just get Well Played. I haven't read this yet. I kind of want to read it for this month. I've heard very mixed things. Some people really enjoyed this, some people hated this. But everybody loved Well Met. So I'm really worried I'm not going to like this, but I really hope I do. I don't even know. It's Stacy? I don't even remember Stacy. So it's Stacy and Dex. So to be completely honest, I might end up rereading Well Met before going into this. I know that's Simon and Emily, and they are going to be featured characters in this, but I think I want to reread that before I go into this, because I don't remember who Stacy is, and I think I should know who she is. So, it's a Renaissance adult romance, and I really loved Well Met, so. And then I ended up picking up The Blood King by Abigail Owen. This is a sequel to The Rogue King. It's a companion series. Dragon Phoenix Shifters, all for it. And this one follows the Dragon King Layden. I kind of remember who that is. I might want to reread The Rogue King, but the reason I picked this up is because I have The Warrior King as a review copy because it comes out next month. I got that from NetGalley, so I need to pick up The Blood King before picking that up. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. But, yeah, I love The Rogue King a lot, so I'm really, really excited to go into that one. And then, I had to pick up Much Ado About You by Samantha Young. She wrote Fight or Flight. Yeah, Fight or Flight, which I listened to an audio and freaking loved it. And I know a lot of people were very mixed on it. I loved it. This one, though, is about Evangeline, who's 33. She lives in Chicago. Hello. And she's passed over from promotion at work. She realizes she needs to make a change. She ends up planning this holiday in a quaint English village. And it gives her a temporary position at a bookstore called Much Ado About Books. And she meets Rowan. I'm going to call him Rowan. Who is charismatic and sexy and a farmer. Let's go for it. But yeah, I just really want to read this. I kind of want to pick this up now. We'll see how that goes. Alright, so that's the haul. Now we are going to talk about the historical romances I read last week. Holy crap. I was very excited to pick up all these historical romances. I didn't even think I would get through all, 5 of them, because I only had 4 on my TBR, and I knew if I put 5, it would be too much, but I ended up doing it. Like, I ended up reading each historical romance in like a day and a half. So, it was perfect. I started off with The Secret by Julie Garwood. Can you see that? This is a Highlander romance. We follow Judith, who is English, and her best friend, Frances Catherine, is Scottish. They met on the border when they were kids, and it's been years since, or they're grown up now. Frances Catherine is married and about to give birth, and is absolutely terrified to give birth because her mother and her grandmother both passed away in childbirth. And Judith, over the years, has been trying to learn as much as she can about midwifery so she can see her friend through this and make it so she doesn't die while giving birth. But Judith is in England, and Frances Catherine asks the laird of her clan to fetch her and bring her back. And it's a romance between Judith and the laird, and which the laird is Frances Catherine's husband's brother. So yeah, it's so freaking good. I ate this up. So, oh my god. I didn't realize how much I was going to love this until I was just reading it, and I couldn't stop reading it. It was fantastic. The writing was just so good. The characters were perfection. Oh my god. I loved it. Judith, is an outsider in this clan, but she ends up becoming almost like a midwife to all of these expectant mothers, and it's just fantastic. There's also, Judith is keeping a secret that she has found out that the father she has long believed to be dead. She's never met her father. She believed that he died fighting the Scots, like he was English and he died fighting the Scots. Finds out that her father's very much alive and is a Scottish laird to a rival clan of the clan she's in right now. And it just, oh my god, so good. So good. Absolutely fantastic. 5 stars. Freaking loved it. Oh, that was perfect. So after that, I decided to pick up A Rogue by Any Other Name by Sarah MacLean. And oh my god, I don't remember this one as much as I remember The Secret. It's still like, oh my god. Oh, okay, now I remember. So we have Bourne, who, what's it called? Years ago, lost everything in this gambling den. He inherited, I think it was an earldom. I believe he was an earl. And he was very young, and he just gambled it all. He gambled it all away. And he was taken advantage of. Like, he was very young. He was taken advantage of by someone he believed to be a friend of the family. And so that person took everything from him. And he has vowed revenge. And so he opened up his own gambling den with a bunch of other people. Well, he didn't open up. It was already open, but he became one of like the core 4 that runs the place. And he has vowed to get revenge on this guy that took everything, and he wants his family's estate back. And when he finds out that his family's estate has now moved on to another person, and that man, I don't remember if he was a nobleman. He put that estate in his eldest daughter's dowry, who is a spinster, and actually happens to be one of his best friends when he was young. He and her were like very, very close. And so he goes back to claim her as his wife so he can get back his family's estate. And of course, a romance ensues. It's very, very good. I freaking love this too. 4 stars. It didn't start off fantastic. Like, he was forcing her to marry him, but she has loved him since they were young. And pretty much she was all for it. And each book in that series is going to be of the core 4. And I'm really excited to read the second book. See, I think I give that 4 stars. All right. After that, I read How to Love a Duke in 10 Days by Kerrigan Byrne. Why can't I remember what this one is about either? Pierce. No, wait. Okay. Okay. So we follow Alexandra, who, years ago was raped. And how do I say it? Like, is it in here? I don't know. She was raped and something happens, and over the years has just been blackmailed, because of what happened. And her family is now bankrupt, and she has no money, and she can't keep paying her blackmailer. And so her best friend, or one of her best friends, is getting married to this duke. And she doesn't want to marry him. And the only reason he's marrying her is because he needs a wife. He was mauled a few years back, and he had a fiance, and she wanted nothing to do with him once he was disfigured, or his face was disfigured. And I think to get back at her, he wants to get married so he's a duke, and he wants to make this wife a duchess to get back at the woman that just left him for his cousin. And I think that's really, so the best friend doesn't want to marry him. So Alexandra's like, look, you just need a bride. I need money. Let's do this. Let's get married. She doesn't want to marry you, so let's just get married. And that's pretty much what happens. You find out early on, like literally the first like few chapters, what she did, and what she's being blackmailed for. So it's not like, that's not a secret. But there are people trying to kill her or him or them, and you don't know. Like, somebody's in danger, and there's always somebody trying to get to kill them, and it's crazy. I gave it 4 stars. I really enjoyed that too. I suck at telling synopses. I really do. But it was really good, and I highly recommend that. And I believe that is also a, what's it called? A series that I wanted to continue on with. Because it's going to be, so, like, Alexandra and her best friend and her other best friend, it's going to be the three of them. So each book is going to follow one of them. So I think the next book will be Cecilia, who is not the one supposed to marry the Duke. That'll be the next book after that. Okay, I suck at these. I'm sorry. After that, I did pick up my last historical romance that I mentioned, which was Cold Hearted Rake by Lisa Kleypas. This one I think I was the most excited for, other than The Secret, only because, like, the synopsis sounded really good. It's about a guy, or a lord, whatever. He ends up, okay, we follow Devon, I call him Devon. And we find out that his cousin has passed away, and Devon ends up inheriting the title and the estate and everything that comes with it. Even like the people that live around the surrounding estate. And he doesn't want it. He doesn't want it at all. He wants to sell it like really quick. He doesn't want anything of it. Him and his cousin didn't even get along, and he just wants nothing of it. But what comes with the estate is the cousin's sisters, so his other cousins, and the cousin's wife. And now he's responsible for all of them. And at first, him and the wife don't get along at all, because he makes no, how should I say this? He makes it very much known that he wants to sell the estate, and he doesn't care what happens to any of them. But he kind of grows a heart, kind of. and he ends up keeping the estate and taking on everything, and working alongside the wife, trying to help everybody and do what he can. I didn't like this at all. I gave this 2 stars. The romance was just awful. He's an asshole, and she's not great either. I don't care for either of them. I didn't care for the romance. I kind of want to read the sequel only because I was very intrigued by the ending. Only because the sequel follows different characters. And not gonna lie, I didn't like the male love interest for the next book either. But, oh, cool. Sorry, that was a text. But I kind of want to give it a shot, but I did not like this at all. I kind of was just reading it to just get rid of it. I would have DNF'd it, but I needed to see what was going to happen just so I could, I don't know, like, I was kind of hate reading it, but I was reading it, it was still, out of all of them, that was not the easiest one to read. I was reading it at Hoopla, and it didn't have, like, the greatest writing. The characters sucked. It wasn't really that great. But I still wanted to stick with it, because, like, even though I wasn't really enjoying it, there was really nothing that was, like, forcing me to DNF it. And there were some characters that was, like, could be good. We'll see. I don't know. 2 stars. Wasn't great. I'm glad that's over. So I didn't want to end the week off on a sour note. I wanted to end it on a high note. And I still had a few days left of the weekend to read another book if I wanted to. And I thought maybe I would just not read any more historicals and just pick something from my existing TBR that needs to be read. But I was like, you know what? I really wanted to read this. So I did. And that's The Viscount Who Loved Me by Julia Quinn. Julia Quinn. This is the second book in the Bridgerton series. This is the sequel to The Duke and I. And I read The Duke and I 1 or 2 years ago. And I didn't love it. I want to say I gave it 3 stars. I didn't love Daphne at all. I love the show, though. The show is fantastic. I think it does a great job of adapting the book. I really do. And I can't wait for the sequel, or the second season, which will follow this book. So I needed to read this book because I wanted to continue. I missed the Bridgertons. I almost just rewatched the Bridgerton show. Like, I watched that in probably the span of like 3 days, and I almost just rewatched it. But I decided to pick this up because even though I didn't love The Duke and I was kind of hoping I would love this. And I have to say, I fucking loved it. I think I gave this 4 stars as well. This one follows Anthony, who is the older brother to Daphne. He is the lord of the house. His father has passed. You find that out in the first book. And Anthony is now the one who pretty much has to run everything. And he is a rake. He really never wanted to get married. He just wanted to continue being with as many women as he wanted. But he decides in the beginning of this book that he's done with that. He needs to take care of his family first, and so he decides that he needs to get married. And he doesn't want to fall in love. He wants to marry someone that he believes will be a good wife to him and will be respectable and be a good lady, pretty much. So he decides to just find the diamond of the ton and marry her. And which happens to be Edwina Sheffield, who is not really rich or anything. She doesn't come from a wealthy family, but she is the diamond of the season. And but she makes it very much known to the ton or to the eligible suitors, that she will not be the one picking. They have to go through her sister, her elder sister, before coming to her. Her sister has to approve of them before they can court her. And so Anthony has to go through the sister, who hates him very much and wants nothing to do with him and wants him to have nothing to do with her sister. But a romance ensues between him and the elder sister, and it's fucking fantastic. It's so good. I love Kate Sheffield. She's freaking amazing, and I am so damn excited for that second season. That was the best book to end the week off. Not gonna lie, it was fantastic. I loved reading it. I'm not gonna talk about the books that I'm currently reading. I mean, I have started, but we're just gonna keep this as my historical romance, weekly reading check-in. And we will talk about the books that I'm currently reading in the next one when I pretty much have finished them. So yeah, that's it for me today, guys. Oh my god, I can't talk. I'll talk to you guys again later. Bye. Happy reading and stay safe.